Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to your reading class. This week we are going to be working on Lesson 30. It is a review week. It's going to be reviewing prefixes and suffixes and lots of other spelling skills that we've talked about in the last 4 weeks. So let's get started. So our first word is flexible, and flexible ends with the suffix -ible. Our next is powerless, and powerless has the root word power and the suffix less, which means without. Danger, the root word is danger and ends with OUS, which is the suffix. Then we have vision. Vision, you can see, has the SI. And then you have caution, which has the TI. Both the SI and the TI make the shun sound when put together with the ON. Okay, so I wanted to show you vision has the SI, caution has the TI. Both have the shun sound. Then we have session. There you go again with the TION. Fluid has the UI, which makes the OO sound. Piano has the IA in the middle. Loyal has the OI sound. Reliable has the IA, and then the ABLE at the end also. Famous has the OUS, so the root word would be fame, and they dropped the E and added OUS. Biplane, we have the bi at the front, which is the prefix, and you have the root word plane, and we know bi means every two or two. Non-stop, you have non, which is your prefix, and you have stop, which is your root word. Overnight has over as your prefix, and you have night. Oversee, overtaken. You can see how each of these, over is the root, or over is the prefix, and then taken would be the root. Just like we're seeing these two, we have heat as your root word, and over is the pre. Pre is at the beginning. Then we have non, which means not, and then stick, so it does not stick. Then we have non-toxic, so it would be not toxic. And our last slide is overboard. All right, we're going to get started on our vocabulary review. These words go to your new Storytown story, which is about space, and it's called Voyage Across the Solar System. So our first word is magnify, and magnify, when you magnify something, you make it look larger than it actually is, and you can see here there's a telescope, and we use the telescope to magnify the stars in the sky. Our next word is observed. If you observe something, you watch it carefully to learn more about it. And our example is our class observed the science experiments and record the outcomes. And we've done this many times in science where we've observed, and the last one we did was where we had chalk in one cup and water in another cup, and it was to signify just regular water, and then the vinegar was to represent an acid rain, and we put a piece of chalk in each, which represented rocks. And so we wanted to see how rocks, and we could look down here where we could say that this had water with chalk and this had the vinegar with the chalk, and we could see that the chalk that was in the acid rain, which would be the rock in acid rain, we could see that there was erosion. And so we observed we looked at carefully. We observed the science experiment. Our next word is generate. To generate something is to produce it. Our class generated get well cards for a sick classmate. And as you can see, they are making something. So produce means to make. Generate, produce, make. All are synonyms for each other. Confirm. When you can prove something is correct, you can confirm it. So the A+ on my test confirmed that I had practiced my spelling words. And I think many of you would agree that when you are practicing your spelling words, it does improve. It confirms that practicing does help to improve your grades. Picturesque. Something that is picturesque is pretty enough to be in a picture. The sunset was a picturesque view. And we have seen many beautiful sunsets lately. Safeguard. To safeguard something is to protect and generate it. When you blow your nose into a tissue, you safeguard others from your cold. And we have seen people safeguarding others by wearing masks lately. Just another way to safeguard people. Expedition. An expedition is an adventure or a journey to a new place. And you can see astronauts make an expedition to the moon. I wonder if you can remember the 3 astronauts that were the first ones to go to the moon. Think about it. Did you get Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, and can you remember who was driving around while they were waiting for the others to come? That would be Mike Collins. All right, so we have Mike Collins, Buzz Aldrin, and Neil Armstrong were the 3 astronauts. Uncharted. If an area is uncharted, there is no maps of the place. So you can see that boy walking in the woods there. The explorers found uncharted trails in the jungle. So uncharted, there are no maps. Aligned. When 2 things are aligned, they match up perfectly. We align the books on the shelf and we can see that these are parallel and not intersecting. So they matched up perfectly side by side. They aligned. Occur. When something occurs, it happens. We observe the experiment to see what results would occur. And hopefully you've been watching Sister Science, the Sister Scientist, and been watching a lot of different cool experiments. And I don't know, hopefully some of you have been doing some of those fun experiments at home with your parents. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this week's spelling and vocabulary. Try to use those words, your robust vocabulary words daily. Use them in sentences as you're talking to your parents. Really wow them with your increased vocabulary. Practice your spelling each day. Go back and do words that you've struggled with in previous weeks, and it will all be something that helps you, because if you can spell and you have an increased vocabulary, you're going to be able to write and to express yourself. All right, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Take care, and we miss you.